read, and I hope all of you have the chance to check it out, I think it's the latest edition of Wired, which has its feature article, its cover story is on by Chris Anderson, the gentleman who put together the book The Long Tail, which has become such an important element of search engine marketing, because as you all know, particularly with the 30-day challenge, we exploit that long tail phenomena. Remember that, yes, in any particular topic, like for example if we take weddings, the word wedding will have a huge amount of traffic. But then as we come down, you'll see this long tail, which really never ever gets to zero, of all these phrases which people type in. For example, free wedding planning speeches or something like that, which attracts a small amount of traffic each day. But obviously if somebody's typing in free wedding planning speeches, they want to know information about, you guessed it, free wedding planning speeches. And as internet marketers, particularly to get started and particularly to do it without cost, and as we showed you how to do in the 30-day challenge, and of course if you haven't checked out the 30-day challenge you can see it there for free, we show you exactly how to exploit that phenomena of the long tail to get that little bits of traffic, because little bits of traffic add up to a lot of traffic. And we knew, and remember this in the 30-day challenge, our first task as internet marketers in any particular market research that we do is we want to get that initial traffic. You remember my magnificent symphony of 4 parts. The most important thing that we can be doing in internet marketing, and I don't care whether you're a 10-year grizzled veteran with 300 outsourcers in a room in Costa Rica, or you're a brand new person that's just stumbled upon to this video today. What a horrific entry into the world of internet marketing. I don't care who you are, market research is where the battle is won and lost 97.5% of the time, in my opinion. Online there's no excuse to take any risks at all. Any risks you take are bluntly your fault, because you can know everything about a particular site. You can know everything about what a particular competitor is doing in a particular market. You can know what they're paying for their Google, what AdWords they're advertising on. You can check out every single element of what a competitor is doing online. We're actually going to be teaching that in the conference that we're doing in Beechworth at the end of April here in Australia. But it's really, there's just no excuse for risk, because you can test everything out. You can start small and get big, and this is one of my favourite things. And I'll throw out the challenge, and I'm sure there's an example of it, but it'd be the exception which proves the rule. Name me a super successful company, online, offline, wherever, that has actually succeeded when they had bags of cash in the bank before they started. I'll check the chat to see if anybody's come up. Watch me subtly check the chat screen. There we are. Nobody's answering. Okay, they're all concentrating about Caro. The truth is, there's nobody that I can think of. Like if you think of the realist, eBay started off selling Pez dispensers. Yahoo started off in a caravan in Stanford University. The Google boys even, just started out as a PhD paper. They had no money to start. They did all their proof of concepts and scraped. The money came later. And you think of all of the, the big money funded Pets.com and all these people who were funded with huge amounts of money, all failed. And if you think about the, the online world, AT&T, was Alexander Bell, right? General Motors, Holden, Ford. None of these started off with huge amounts of money, and this is a very important thing. Money can absolutely choke your business, because the conversation changes when you're starting a business and you've got lots of cash. You start deciding, your business conversations sort of focus and rotate around which type of Harman Kardon chair that we should use in the foyer, as opposed to how do we make this better so we can make some dollars to eat. There's no business that has started with huge amounts of capital that has been successful, because you choke on it. It's that you have completely the wrong focus. You're either trying to please investors, something I can tell you all about. It just doesn't work. So bootstrapping, and I don't care whether you plan on being a world-beating company, good for you if you are, that's where it's all at. That is literally where it's all at, and you need to start small. So that's why I love the 30-day challenge so much, because people look at it and go, oh yeah, make $10, gee whiz. Every business starts making $10, and if you can make it and start up the right way, doing the correct market research and testing traffic, which of course is where a roundabout way of what I was talking about with this magazine, it's very important. Now, traffic, we want to get those first 200 people right. We want to get 200 people coming to our, what we call, money page, or the page where we want them to take some sort of action. That's our first job, because the second part of the symphony is traffic. And if you don't have traffic, I don't care how good your product is, I don't care how good you are at converting somebody, if you don't have enough traffic, you're just not going to get it done. There's no traffic. It's the classic, if the tree falls in the forest and no one hears it, did it really fall? I think the answer to that is the sound of one hand clapping, but I'm not certain. But this is the point, and this is why, even though a lot of the stuff on the 30-day challenge seems very basic, it's actually very profound and sets you up to have a business which is sustainable. And we've seen from all the very, very successful 30-day challenges in the past that that's exactly what has happened, which is very, very cool. So, on